Welcome back to the Sims 4 speed build. Today we are building in the beautiful world of Tartosa, and we are building a Mediterranean inspired estate called Avalon Estate. I built it on this lot located here, which is a 50 by 50 lot in the center of Tartosa. It was a former estate type house that had a family here, but I thought I wanted to build something right in the dead center of this location. So right away the build took shape. I was experimenting with curved walls and having a curved bit, but I do come back later and take that out because I realized it's not going to work how I want it to. I added another curved bit off the side above what will become the garage there, and when I went to do roofing for the garage level, the curved walls kind of cut out and left it kind of see-through on the roof part. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just get rid of all the curves. No curves, none at all. So all this part basically is just a waste because I was experimenting with it. But I like the idea in theory. It was going to be nice, but you know, curves are just nope. So it just got squared off again. And then we just used a pitched roof here. I do a little bump out there, and I was trying to figure out how to make this, like, at least keep the curved bit on the front and try to make this work here, but nope, no way, no how. So no matter how many roof pieces you use, it wouldn't look right. So squared it off, and now I'm just finishing up the roofing, which there's a couple little dormers and little bump outs on the back and side of the house, and then this becomes a 3-car garage filled with debug cars that kind of attach to the back road that runs along the back of the property. So this lot is actually a beautiful location. You can see all of downtown Tartosa and the beautiful coastline and the water. Great views. The only thing I don't like is the weird step up bit. There's this gap between this step up area to the lot and the actual lot itself. And so no concrete or walking paths connect to it properly. So that's a little bit annoying, but we work with it and work around it. As far as this build, I used 20 packs. The primary one being obviously My Wedding Stories Horse Ranch, as you can see, for doors, windows, columns that I'm using right now. And the door is from My Wedding Stories. A bunch of different packs actually, but the primary ones. Also Riviera Retreat for the swimming pool, the Grotto rocks, and the beautiful waterfall, which we'll get to. And yeah, I think I really like using the Horse Ranch windows for this build. I don't know. I wanted to not use the My Wedding Stories windows for once, and I think that these windows actually worked quite well for this style of build, keeping them in a darker wood tone, and then you have the black. It just works. Doesn't really feel like a horse ranch at all. Adding some windows to the garage level, and then adding some access to the backyard from what will become the living room in there. And then we're also going to do a second exit from what will become the kitchen as well. Just using half walls to create these little garden planter kind of things that we do kind of around the perimeter here of the garage. And moving inside now, doing the staircase, which is a double wide, double tile staircase going up to the second floor. Floor plan's pretty simple. There are 4 beds and 3 bathrooms, one of them being a half bath on the first floor, right off the living room, kind of right near the garage too. I did not put anything like laundry in here, though that would have been a great thing to include in the garage. I did include some skill building items in the garage, such as a woodworking table and a flower arranging table, as I did use Seasons. So at least some of the items from Seasons. I was toying with an iron railing on the inside because I thought that would tie in nicely with everything, but no, we changed that later. And I decided to make little archways that kind of connect the rooms and go between the rooms here using the Horse Ranch columns and the Horse Ranch kind of spandrel frieze kind of thing, or trim. I don't know, whatever you'd want to call it. But skipping ahead now, I was having some technical difficulties with my mouse. When I was building the swimming pool, I was really struggling. My mouse would get stuck in the center of the screen and I couldn't move at all. I couldn't move my cursor. I ended up having to smack my mouse against the desk. I thought it was my gaming mouse pad, that kind of had like some kind of like weird texture thing going on where I use my mouse, that my mouse was just getting hung up on, but no. It was not that. It was just the mouse. I actually thought it was the game and like shut down the game and restarted and it was still doing it. I'm like, oh my God, I can't build like this. Please fix it. I was turning it off, turning it back on. It's just a Bluetooth mouse, but it's just, wow. It actually did behave for the rest of the build. So congrats and thanks, mouse. I don't know. I don't know what your problem was, but I'm glad you worked it out. So yeah, I don't know if there was some kind of interference or something. It was very strange because I've never gotten that. I've gotten like lag and things when I'm using a lot of platforms, which is what I thought it was, because this entire house is basically built on a platform. So that way we can carry the exterior wallpaper all the way down without having to use an ugly foundation, because we don't have a matching foundation. I could have used Horse Ranch, but I didn't want to show the foundation of the house. So yeah, doing some vines or ivy crawling up these corners of the house, and now working on the interior flooring. I decided to do tile in the main living space. I was thinking about doing it in the kitchen, but we use this like red terracotta tile. I also duplicated the garage doors so that way it kind of looks like they go all the way through, because on the inside there was like nothing. So I wanted to kind of flip it around and make it look like they're visible on both sides, just for some realism. And we do add some debug cars. I think there's 1 or 2 debug cars parked in here. And then I park one outside of the house, a nice little red sports car. Again, they're not functional. We don't have cars in The Sims, unfortunately. I kind of wish we did, but not yet. And we don't have functional garages either. So yeah, I mean, even if they just did something like The Sims 2, that would be fine. You know, you just kind of hop in the car and then it kind of just fades into a loading screen. Sure, works. I'd be happy. And just to have the items and stuff too. And another woohoo spot, because like Sims, if you had a garage, your Sims could just go woohoo in the car and steam up the windows like they could do in The Sims 2. Yeah. But oh well. We don't have it, so we're working with decorative items. But I do also want to quickly talk about a new expansion that's coming out for The Sims 4 that was just announced, and it'll be releasing on July 25th, 2024. It is called the Love Struck expansion. There was a trailer posted to the Sims official YouTube channel, and let me just say it's a very nice looking expansion. It's centered around romance and romantic interactions. There's a new dating thing called Cupid's Corner. I also caught some new building related items, such as like a new door, new window, a lot of different objects and items. So I'm really excited for that, mainly for that aspect, but for the realism of it and having more romantic interactions and things like that is also great. And the world, we're getting a new world as well. Which also, I don't really know what the theme is. I read somewhere that it's kind of like Mexican inspired, but I could be totally wrong on that. But I heard rumors of 1 to 2 new penthouses, so we'll see how that goes. They actually haven't shown off the world a whole lot. Like there hasn't been any kind of screenshots or anything that shares those details with us. So it's just kind of what I gathered from the trailer. But yeah, really looking forward to that and looking forward to build in the game, and using the new expansion, obviously, but yeah, and some penthouses too. But if you do happen to pre-order the new expansion, I am thrilled to announce that I now have a creator code. So if you would like to support me as a creator, here's how you can do that using the EA app or the EA desktop app, Mac or PC. You can use my code TheSimified, which I'll plop instructions up on the screen here, and it'll support me as a creator, and I get 5% of the sale. That works for any kind of packs, including pre-orders. You don't have to use it. It doesn't get you a discount or anything, unfortunately. It just goes to support me as a creator. So feel free to use the code, but you don't have to. It's not required, but I do appreciate anybody that uses the code to support me as a creator. So thank you so much. And thank you to the EA Creator Network for providing the usable codes. So yeah, thanks so much. I'm thrilled about that. That's just so cool. And I couldn't have done it without your support. Getting the opportunity to have something like that is really cool. So thank you so much for those that do use the code. But again, it's not required. But yes, back to the build. As you can see, everything kind of just took shape pretty quickly. we have the kitchen that took shape and place, and I was struggling to decide on a color theme. I was kind of going dark wood at first, but then I decided let's go light. So we kind of changed the swatches all around. It's kind of a hodgepodge of wood tones in here, kind of darker ones, kind of have some lighter ones, and I think it's okay. I think it works well because you have that like light wall color going on as well. I did paint the ceilings, but I did not use the lighter wood. I actually went with a darker wood instead, which is horse ranch, because it has those decorative beams, which I carried throughout the house. So really nice. This is the first floor bathroom, kind of making a custom vanity here out of cabinetry and kind of sinking a sink into it. We do also put in a shower and a toilet just for quick access and convenience. I did kind of think about changing the wood tone a little bit on the cabinet, but I pretty much just, I did try some different ones and stuff here, as you can see. But yeah, I went back to the original because I just liked it. I don't know, it just looked better and fit with like the kitchen, like keeping with the color schemes. So I can't believe I just like swapped it out and then redid it, but I did. I kind of think it looks better like this because by default the game kind of sticks the handles out of the wall a bit more, and I like them a little sunken in like that. I don't know, it just looks kind of nice. So doing some artwork up the staircase, and we do come back and finish up with some other clutter and artwork. But now I'm just trying to decide on wallpaper and coloring for the bedrooms, which I use the My Wedding Stories wallpaper here. We do carpeting in the bedroom, but I do believe I come back and change that later with hardwood, just because I'm not a fan of carpet. I don't like carpet. So, I mean, it is nice for like sound and soundproofing and making it quieter and things like that, but it does get awfully dirty pretty quick. So yeah, we're in the primary bathroom right now, and I'm doing this like split cabinet thing in between the double sink vanities. We do also throw in a shower in here as well. And there's a tub in front of the windows there. I was thinking about a different style of shower, but I just really like this one. I think this one's from Seasons. I just love the glass surround. And I think it tied well with like the window frames, for example, and just the overall style and theme of the bathroom. I was having an awful time with that curtain, and I ended up just getting rid of the second window that was there because I'm like, oh my God, this curtain will not go where I want it to go. And I think it was the second window kind of tripping it up, but we didn't need it anyway. There was plenty of light in this bathroom. So now I'm doing some clutter on this little like bathroom shelf sink thing that I created. I do also put a little like stool that your Sims can sit on. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Just for some realism. This is the primary bedroom going together, and I used the excuse me, losing my voice a little bit. I did use this beautiful bed. I believe that's also from Seasons. Maybe City Living. I don't know. For some reason, City Living came up as a pack I used, but I don't remember using any City Living. So maybe this was where that bed came from. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it's Seasons though. We do Desert Luxe curtains, and I kind of create the look that they're kind of like pulled aside and kind of open to let some light in. And Horse Ranch to carry and match with the end tables or the side tables there by the bed. I just thought it was nice to do a darker wood in here. And this is when I changed out the flooring because I'm like, I don't want carpet. I think it looks better with the hardwood, in my opinion. So now we're working on this bedroom here. And this, I imagine, for two sisters to kind of share. You have a younger sister and an older sister. So the younger sister will have like the left side, and the older sister is going to have the right side. And you'll tell by like the objects and decorations that I kind of placed around. You have more like kids-oriented things on one side, and then like more like teenager or young adult kind of things on the other side. So it's just like makeup and things. I don't know. It's also a little neater. But yeah, I don't know. It just, I liked kind of having them have a shared bedroom space. Originally I was going to make it like two like young girls, but I just thought, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep it the way it is and kind of mix it with like a teenagers. They're kind of just sharing two sisters. So pretty cool, I think. I didn't like put tape or anything dividing down the room because obviously that's not a thing in The Sims, but I don't think it's needed either. I did also think about like a divider or something, but then I'm like, no, let's just keep it the way it is. It's nice the way it is. I think simple to the point, and we do some pastel pop, which is primarily some of the objects in this room here. So yeah, some like pictures and stuff, but you can definitely tell a difference. One's more like kids and the other's just a little more neater and put together. This becomes what I would imagine like a young adult or teenage boys room. I went for black in here, pastel pop bed. I just love the shape of the bed. And then it's just, everything is just black. I don't know. I kind of like a black bedroom, but like light walls, so that way it's not totally dark in there. And now we're just kind of decorating the room out. We do a laptop, a bookshelf in here. There's a dresser off the one corner. We do a full-length mirror, which I toyed with Tool a little bit to kind of get the elevation. For some reason, the base game mirrors kind of slot awfully high to the wall. The same thing with the pastel pop. Like, they're really high on the wall, and I just don't know why. So I lowered it down a little bit. Should still be functional, and I think it looks way better rather than being like so high up close to the ceiling. I also found this beautiful decoration of like flowers that I tucked in between the primary bedroom's vanities there real quick, but just kind of cluttering it up, making it feel lived in, but not too cluttered. I'm one for like a little bit of clutter to make it look realistic and kind of lived in, but at the same time, I don't like too much clutter. I like a good balance, if you will. And there I was just kind of adjusting that mirror there because the height of it was just insane. And then we're doing the main hallway here. I borrowed a table from the first floor, and we do actually swap out the table on the first floor for a different style anyway later on when I'm cluttering up the living room. This becomes a plant ledge over here in front of the two big windows on the side of the stairs here. Perfect space and perfect spot for it. Just have a lot of different pots of flowers and plants. It's really nice. There's actually a lot of plants around here, but I think it's a nice house altogether. Very, very cool. I'm very happy with it. Very proud with how it turned out. It took a very long time. It took me about 5 or 6 hours combined just to build and furnish this house. It takes a lot of time, and then putting together the video obviously also takes a considerable amount of time. So yeah, doing something similar in this hallway bathroom, kind of like I did with the master or primary bedroom, or bathroom rather. We kind of do extended shelves off the one side of the sink. Doesn't match like one-to-one. I think this sink is from For Rent, but at least it's a nice little neat feature to be able to put more bathroom clutter on, which I kind of really like. It's like an extension of the vanity, if you will. And I just, for some reason, I like doing that now. I don't know. It's just something I'm kind of like doing. Same thing with like using cabinets to create like different style vanities. I guess without using something like CC or anything. Which, don't get me wrong, CC is beautiful and does have a place, and there's like really talented CC creators. I just don't use it. I don't like to use it in my games. But again, nothing against the creators or anything. It's just personal choice. I did swap the living room arrangements around. I thought it was better suited to use this wall, and we did use the Crystal Creations bookshelves behind the couch there, and I created this like custom entertainment center kind of thing with like fake storage basically underneath the TV, and we do add some additional clutter. And I also did put light switches, light switches all around in all of the rooms except the garage. But we do a non-functional electrical box and water heater out here, as well as the scale building tables. So yeah, I did toy with putting these little decorative items on the back of the house and the front of the house here, but I took them off the front, left them on the back though. I don't know, I kind of like them more of how they looked on the back instead of sticking out on the front. But I kept the decorations in here pretty minimal. It's cluttered enough to make it look lived in, but not like super cluttered. And I did use this record player, which I couldn't get to snap to anything, at least a similar height or the proper height. So I used Tool to kind of like elevate it and kind of like sink it down just a little bit so it's not floating in the air. And then I did swap out the table in here and just kind of shuffle some of the furniture around. Nice little seating area for your Sims to kind of drink their morning coffee or something. I did put in a kettle in the kitchen for your Sims to be able to make tea and whatever. I did put the outdoor bin inside the garage. I thought that's great because I can hide it out of view. And there goes the kettle, which is from For Rent. And yeah, just trying to add, I was thinking about adding like a plant or something to the kitchen, like to the shelf above the stove, but there were no slots on it. So I just thought, it's fine. We don't need anything up there. I think it looks great the way it is. And now I'm just adding some additional clutter in the bedrooms here. And that is pretty much it. I did save often, but it's always important to save your game because you never know, A, when it's going to crash, or B, if it's just going to lag too much that you just, you need to come back to it. So I did use the Riviera Retreat fountains out here for like a little feature. We have the new loungers. The umbrella is from Seasons, I think. Pretty sure. We do a sunken hot tub, and you can see the Grotto rock waterfall there as well on the one side. We do also add a barbecue grill and a fire pit as well. So yeah, just kind of sorting out the landscaping now. This is probably, next to the furnishing, this is probably the longest portion of the video. I also found these debug fences that came with my wedding stories, which I thought were just so pretty. I thought this would be great to kind of line the fake driveway. That way I didn't have to like continue the half walls or anything. Not that I don't like the half walls, I do, but I like mixing the styles, like to make it feel a little bit of like old and new. And I think it just works so well with the style of the house, having a little bit of that element there, kind of like clashing into the modern. Basically kind of like they took the old house that was here and just kind of renovated it quite a bit, if you want to think of it that way. Now around to the front, just kind of grabbing some shrubs and bushes that I do want to use out here, and trying to figure out what I'm going to put in those little like half wall fake planter kind of things. But yeah, also found this vent that I wanted to make like decorative bathroom vents, even though they're not functional and they don't do anything. It's just purely decorative. That was just a nice touch because most places, you do need a vent in your bathroom for a shower, for moisture and stuff. So yeah, lighting up the pool. Those lights are also from the Riviera Retreat kit. I also use them outside the pool in a couple of different places to cast beautiful light. Kind of around in some areas, but like it's not like overpowering. And then I come back and do some outdoor lighting, regular outdoor lighting that's a bit brighter, to kind of create like spotlight effects on the house, which I think looks so pretty, especially how it like lit up the lower portion of the half wall by the pool, and then the upper part, like just how the light casts is just so cool. I wish we had some more outdoor lighting, like that like lights up beautifully and has like a great shadow to light up the house so nice and so well. But I mean, we do have a lot of outdoor lights, don't get me wrong, but I would like more like spotlights that are kind of like discreet, like you don't really see them or something. But yeah, I also just finishing up some additional decorating here, and some more plants and stuff outside. I was kind of going all over the place towards the end. There was no real rhyme or reason or pattern. I was just kind of trying to finish up because I knew the inside of the build was done, but it was just the landscaping, which next to that and the furnishing, I was also kind of like, oh gosh, I don't want to do it. It's just so much to do. But in the end, it turns out wonderful, and I'm glad I took the time to do it. And I think it's a really, really pretty house. And yeah, it's available on the Sims 4 gallery. If you didn't already know and you happen to miss the gallery pop-up, it's just called Avalon Estate. It's 50 by 50 lot, 4 bed, 3 bath, 141,268 simoleons without the lot value, but 151,268 with the lot itself, if you're going to place it in the same lot. In Tartosa here. And again, there's just 20 packs, which is a lot, but not really a lot considering the amount that we have for the Sims already. So yeah, it's just a great little build, great little house. I wanted to do something, again, outside my comfort zone. and a bit more of an Italian or Mediterranean inspired kind of home. So yeah, I don't know. Now that I'm able to like figure this style out, I kind of really like doing it, but don't worry, not every house is going to be like that. I am working on an ultra modern build as well. I'm working on that in, I think, San Sequoia. So I want to do like this really nice kind of like mid-century ultra modern kind of home. Just figuring that out still and what it's going to look like on the exterior. I've been looking at a lot of different Google images for inspiration and kind of what I want to do. And then I go into the game and I'm like, can I do that? Like, so then I like test. Like, for example, I was trying to figure out if I could have like a wall for like a lower level next to a platform, but it doesn't let you at all. So it just says something about conflicting blocks or something. And I'm like, oh man, like I wanted to have like a regular height wall, and then I wanted to have the platform next to it, but have a wall on top of that kind of butted up to that. But it was just weird, and it would have made like a really cool looking house, but the game says no. So again, I'm still figuring that one out, but look out for that. That should probably be the next speed build, I think. So yeah. Also, if you missed it, yesterday I did upload a house building tour for the May 2024 building challenge. We had 4 submissions from some great builders out there. Really loved how those houses turned out, and I will link that video in the description below, just in case you want to check that out. It's really cool just to see what everybody came up with just from a shell, and just how the styles differ so well. So yeah, I did add ceiling fans in a couple of the bedrooms. I don't know if those ceiling fans seem kind of low. Like I went in and looked, and it didn't look like they were going to chop your Sims heads off, but they just seem kind of like they protrude quite low onto the like bedroom space, but they are from Desert Luxe. So yeah. But I think they're nice anyway, and they look all right, so I'm just going to leave them. But here we are with the finished build, or finished Avalon Estate. Absolutely beautiful. I love this location. It's like perfect. It's the center of Tartosa. You've got the whole downtown of Tartosa that you can see, the beautiful water. This backyard is incredible thanks to the Riviera Retreat kit and those waterfalls. And I love the sunken hot tub as well. It's nice to have that. This is the floor plan. And yeah, we kind of went backwards there, but that's okay. This is the front door. It's kind of done with an archway, and then you go to the actual door. This is the garage. Non-functional hot water heater and electric box. Well, those are from For Rent. This is the living space, which I'm glad I flipped this around. It's really nice this way, I think. Better flow, I think, too. This is that first floor bathroom as well. And then we're kind of walking our way through the house. This is the staircase up to the second story. And then we have the piano. That's from Horse Ranch, but nice stand-up piano. And then we have the kitchen and dining space as well, which also has access to the beautiful backyard through beautiful Desert Luxe open patio doors. So yeah, I really love how this kitchen turned out. I liked having clutter in like some areas, but I like to keep some of the surfaces open. That way your Sims have places to prep meals without issue. This is the second story area, hallway kind of space. And then we kind of move through. This is the primary bedroom. Absolutely beautiful in here. Very airy, very kind of cozy, but also very nice and clean. And then we move into the primary bathroom. And then we move along to the hallway bath, and then the girls' room, and then the boys' room, or the second and third bedrooms, and then back out to the beautiful backyard. If you are enjoying this video so far and you've made it this far, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of this build. Let me know if you love this style. Let me know if I did a good job. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to do this. So yeah, and I wanted to use Horse Ranch instead. So I think it works well. If you're, doubting Horse Ranch, it's very versatile, I think. But yeah, and this backyard is just absolutely beautiful. But anyway, I do hope you enjoyed. I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.